Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, Giannis is out. The ACC wants 2 teams in the playoff. And Booger McFarland joins us for 5 good minutes. But we begin today with tonight's Thursday night game, a real good one, between the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. Both teams are out of the playoffs right now and need this game. The Cowboys are 6-5-1. They've won 3 in a row. The Lions are 7-5. They've lost 4 of their last 7 games. Wilbon, which team needs this one more?
Cowboys. I know I answered quickly and seemingly definitively because the Cowboys have to come close to running the table. You see all these stats out there. You know how much I sort of hate these things, and I'm giving in to this one, Tony. I've seen the estimates, whichever one has the Cowboys only being left with a 6% chance to make the playoffs if they lose tonight. 6%, come on now. And they got still a couple of tough games. I know the Commanders don't maybe look that tough, but the Commanders are playing. You know, they proved that to Denver the other night. So the Bucs star is going to miss apparently 2 to 4 weeks after suffering a scary-looking calf strain early in last night's win over the Pistons. It happened just hours after ESPN reported that Giannis and his agent have spoken to the Bucs about potentially leaving town, a report Doc Rivers downplayed. Tony, if Giannis is hurt and restless, where does that leave the Bucs and their star?
It leaves Milwaukee now in trouble, and it leaves Giannis in Milwaukee because nobody is going to trade for him while he is hurt. All right? Let me give you some numbers here to pay attention to. The Bucs this year are 1-5 when Giannis doesn't play at all in the game. All right? When he is on the court, they actually have the best offense in the entire NBA. And when he is off the court, that falls to 3rd from last. So don't tell me that last night after he got hurt, they beat the Pistons. Tell me how many games you think they're going to win in the next 2 to 4 weeks. And now to get to the larger thing, the swirl of rumors about Giannis. Mike, you and I have heard these things for many months, if not years.
Yes.
And I emphasize years.
Yes.
We have, that Giannis wants to leave. Yeah. We have talked on this show about where he might fit in. This is years it's going on. I don't think anybody believes anymore that Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to finish his career in Milwaukee. You know, do I think he'll get traded? Yes, I do. But I don't think he's going to get traded now because nobody wants to buy damaged goods. You have to let him get back to playing.
Yeah, but 2 to 4 weeks, Tony, even if it's 4 to 6, I think he's going to be traded this year. Whether it could be right up to the deadline. And yes, it could go into the summer because you have all these second apron complications which go beyond the performance complications, and whether or not you can give Milwaukee a haul and still have enough in the cupboard to be a contender. Why get Giannis if you're not going to contend? But there are a couple of things out there, and you know your Knicks are always in the discussion, but you have to have Jalen Brunson and Anunoby on the other side of the deal to play with Giannis, or what's the point? And Golden State, which is so intriguing, Tony. Look, I know that Jimmy Butler's salary is like it's a match. But you want to have Jimmy Butler. You got to have Steph and Jimmy, right? So then there's this rumor, and I emphasize rumor out there about Draymond going away, maybe a third team, or Draymond going away in the trade, and Kuminga going away, and you leave Giannis with Steph and Jimmy Butler, which is incredibly hot. If that threesome winds up together.
It's not enough. It's not enough. All right, look. Remember the last time this happened with the Milwaukee center? It was Kareem, and it was 50 years ago. And the difference was Kareem said, I'm done
I want to go.
I want to leave.
Giannis has not done that
yet.
And
Giannis keeps playing footsie. Keeps playing footsie. Let's go to college football and yesterday's comments by ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips. Phillips told the Associated Press that the ACC deserves 2 teams in the upcoming college football playoffs. Phillips said, quote, I have conviction and confidence in our teams, starting with Miami. The second piece of that is that the Virginia-Duke winner should be absolutely in this college football playoff, unquote. Wilbon, what is the word for Phillips saying ACC deserves 2 bids?
Before you point it out, let's just acknowledge, you know Jim Phillips. Been close with Jim Phillips for a long time.
I know.
Okay? And if there's anybody you
Northwestern.
want, I'll use this word, Tone, lobbying could be the word. If there's anybody you want lobbying, all right, in the commissioner position, it's Jim Phillips, who knows what he's doing. But it's more wishful thinking, because I don't see it. I'm not going to take too many shots at Duke, because there have been too many loan repayments that have gone in that direction of Durham for me to take too many shots at Duke. But Duke can't be in there, Tone. Duke can't be in with 5 losses. I don't care who the losses were to. Strength of loss, strength of record as opposed to strength of schedule,
it's too
which
many.
is the thing.
It's 5.
Too many.
I
get what Jim Phillips is doing. I hear him.
Yeah.
This is his job, and he's damn good at it. But it's just lobbying to the rest of us, I think.
This is my word. My word is insane. And the last time I used the word insane on this show, it was about Nico Harrison trading Luka Doncic, for which he later got correctly fired. Jim Phillips, as you know, can look in that room, or the ranking room, and know a lot of the people there, knows their faces, knows them well. And persistently this year, that room has said the ACC stinks, and we don't want anybody from the ACC. Persistently this year, they have ranked Notre Dame ahead of Miami, even though Miami beat Notre Dame head-to-head. And persistently this year, they haven't ranked any other ACC team within a mile of the top 12. So look, if Virginia wins, Virginia is going to go and be at the bottom of the bracket. No, they're not. No, Mike, they're not going to put. Miami's deserving. They're not going to put them in. And part of the reason is that Jim Phillips should have fixed this before this season. It's so convoluted, the tiebreakers, that they end up with Duke in there and not Miami. Miami should be in there and they would win, and that would be the end of the story, and it didn't happen. Let's take a break. We are headed into conference championship game weekend, which makes it a perfect time to visit with our great friend, ESPN NFL and college football analyst Booger McFarland. And we start with this. Let's start with the SEC title game between Georgia and Alabama. I think the committee moved Alabama ahead of Notre Dame to set up allowing Alabama to get into the playoffs as a 3-loss team over 2-loss Notre Dame. That is my feeling. What is your feeling?
Well, I think the committee kind of corrected a wrong that they did a couple of weeks ago. I think Alabama should have been ahead of Notre Dame a couple of weeks ago, but they didn't have it that way. So now, as we get to the penultimate rankings, they move Alabama ahead. And to your point about Alabama having a third loss when they play Georgia in the SEC title game, I think Alabama might get left out if different things happen. To your point, though, a third loss doesn't necessarily guarantee that. I think if you're the committee, you look at Alabama and you say this. They went on a run where they beat 4 ranked teams in a row. Like it's one of the best runs we've seen all college football season. And Notre Dame has been steady and consistent, but they haven't had a run like that all season. Now, they beat everybody by a pretty good margin. I think if you're the committee, you got to look at Alabama and say they're one of the 12 best teams in the country. I think the question comes with Notre Dame. Let's just say BYU loses. Okay, now you have Notre Dame and Miami. They were 1 spot apart. They probably will be right next to each other. And then I think it comes down to a situation where you have Notre Dame and Miami at 10-2, and they got to choose one. I think Alabama could be safely in, especially if they win. They may even get a bye. But I think that, to your point, they gave them a little room, a little wiggle room with that third loss if they lose to Georgia. But I think we're headed to a situation where it could be Notre Dame versus Miami. And get your popcorn ready on Sunday afternoon.
We will get you out of here on this, and I will point out to viewers that over your shoulder is an LSU helmet. You are an LSU grad. How do you feel about being the next school that Lane Kiffin's going to leave?
Well, listen, first of all, we automatically assume he's going to leave. Now, here's what I'll say. I don't think for any instance that LSU fans nor LSU alumni think Lane Kiffin is going to be there 20 years. But right now, right here, I think he's the best coach for the job. Athletic director Verge Ausberry set out with one goal, to get the best coach for LSU. And I think he went out and got that. Lane Kiffin, I think his reputation precedes him. He's an offensive genius. And I think he did more with less in Oxford than a lot of people. Now he comes to the Mecca. And if you don't know what the Mecca means, think about this. If you're a Catholic, you want to get to Rome to sit at the Vatican. If you're a college football fan, you want to get to Baton Rouge on a Saturday night. That's what it means. And now Lane Kiffin has the opportunity to wake up the echoes, the real echoes down in Baton Rouge. So it's a perfect fit. It's the right time. I think it's an understatement to say me as an alumni and all LSU fans are super excited. However, that comes with expectations. I don't think 8-4 is going to cut it. And Lane knows that. So the expectations our high in Baton Rouge, but we couldn't be more excited to have him as our head coach.
Just
Booger
as long
is
as he
all
doesn't
in.
take out a long-term
I like
lease,
that.
because he's not going to be there long-term. Thank you, Booger.
Thanks, Booger. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Look at you two guys taking shots at my new head coach. Come on, man.
Booger,
so
by the way,
easy.
wearing a shirt from the Summit in Las
So
Vegas.
easy.
Let's go to the big finish.
Let's do it.
Lamar Jackson did not practice today. That is cause for concern, right?
Yes, this has been going on for a month. Even after the injury, when he's back, is he really back? The Ravens, meanwhile, extended tight end Mark Andrews, 3 years, $26 million guaranteed. Is that a big deal?
He's the all-time leading receiver in the franchise. He has earned this. Your Bulls have lost 5 in a row, including last night to the Nets. Defend your team.
I'm not going to defend. They stink. They started the season 5-0. Now they can't beat Charlotte and Brooklyn and New Orleans. What is going on there? Alex Ovechkin scored twice last night to reach 911 career goals, 10 in the last 11 games. I know you're impressed.
He's still great. He's 40. He's still great.
He is.
Last one, the LSU women go for their 9th straight win of 30-plus points tonight. Do you like their chances?
Kim Mulkey has, 4 titles? She's going for a 5th. Looking at Dawn and Gino saying, let's go. Shaping up as a great women's college hoops season.
We're out of time. We'll try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, knuckleheads.